listening to Jesus had an impact on all those who heard him. There was something in his very presence that attracted their attention. He was the very message that he preached. And for the people who heard him, it almost seemed at times like he was speaking as God. Ultimately, within Christian history, the conclusion was and is that God was speaking through him, through the person of Jesus of Nazareth. And when he preached, it came not so much from his head as it did come from his heart. And today in the gospel, we hear that Jesus walks into the synagogue in that presence before the demon shrieks and convulses in his presence. What do you want with us? Have you come to destroy us? You notice that the plural is used, us. Because so many times in our lives we feel that division, sometimes we have a certain attitude and disposition we put on for this group, certain attitude and stance for this group. Sometimes we are divided within ourselves when we are in church and then out on Monday. Jesus tells the demon to come out of him. And Jesus today tells and speaks to us. Because the demons in our world, the attitudes, the ideas, the ways of behaving and living, so many times possess us, take possession of the way we live. And those demons can diminish the quality of life in our world. They can diminish the dignity of anyone's life. And so we are reminded today by the Lord that we as a Catholic community, we as a Christian community gathered together in this place have to become the very message that we hear in the gospel. We have to be the very message that we preach as a Catholic community, so that when we go outside of those doors, that message is loud and clear by our attitude, by our way of living, our way of behaving, our choices and our decisions. And sometimes that becomes very difficult. It becomes a challenge to us, and sometimes we convulse within ourselves, and sometimes we even shriek when we're challenged to live our Christian life with authenticity. As we celebrate Catholic Schools Week, I believe more than ever we have to become the message that we preach. For us as a parish community here at Christ the Servant. And I'm going to use two words, and I hope that those will be etched in your mind. We have been given the privilege, and we have been entrusted with our school right here. A privilege, and we have been entrusted. I pray that the Spirit of God will possess us as a parish in providing an uncompromising faith formation for our children, so that they will become competent, compassionate, caring persons, becoming the very message that we proclaim as a Catholic community. And even though they are very young, they will take that message out there. They will make the world a more compassionate place, a more loving place, one more reflective of the message of the gospel. but that has to begin here with us. I pray that every one of us as parishioners, as Christ the servant, that our principal, our teachers, our staff, and your priest will allow the gospel to be preached not as much from our heads, but courageously from our hearts. And let us pray this day that Christ the servant will continue to allow God to speak in our world today. God bless you.